I think when you only hear one side of the story, you're only getting a particular picture. And I'm saying that there is always another side to a story.
Yeah, no, and that's fair. And I mean, I've heard both sides of the stories and made my judgments accordingly, but it's a fair point that maybe you have not been exposed to that same thing. But everything you said is reasonable. I really do hope that we can continue to work together and move forward, because your office is essential, and there's no way around that. So we have to find a way to make it work.
I agree.
Mr. Chair.
Voice from above. Go ahead.
Alderwoman Dodd. You know, I have tried to sit through this commentary and this line of questioning. I understand we've tried to go back and forth between, are we dealing with the budget issues, or are we dealing with other issues that has absolutely nothing to do with the budget? You know, as a black woman, I am so fed up with the racial dynamics that are playing out in a lot of our meetings when it comes to departments that are headed by a person of color. This has got to stop. At what point are we going to say we're here to take care of city business that has nothing to do with all this foolishness that you guys are talking? I mean, I'm so livid right now, as if you don't know about systemic racism, as if you don't know there's such massive literature about what's going on in our city, as well as what's going on in this boardroom right now. Can we please deal with the budget and what's at hand and stop dealing with, oh, well, this is in the media. Well, I can list a host of books that can tell you what the hell is happening right now. So that's really all I have to say. I would love to listen to what we're doing here with the budget and not waste any more time on things that can happen, that we can talk about at a different time, as it has already been explained. And I have to commend you, Ms. Jackson, because you're doing a phenomenal job. You are a trained lawyer, so you completely know how to handle yourself, and you've done a phenomenal job. But I'm sick of sitting here listening to you being berated like this by my colleagues who act like they don't know what's going on in our city. You did not create these problems. Part of you that have been here have created these problems. And now you want to continue to act like we're the problem as black people? Get it together. Let's talk about budget issues. I'm sick of this.
Mr. Chair?
Yes, Alderman Zamarripa.
This is the second time, Alderwoman Dodd, that you've shared similar sentiments in a public setting around this. I know the last time was when I first spoke to my desire to add we elected officials to the sexual harassment policy. And I feel compelled to respond to you this time because I'm not playing games. We need to be transparent. We need to discuss these things. We were in session on the floor. Alderwoman Dodd.
Alderwoman Dodd. I afforded you the opportunity to speak and not interrupting you, so please afford the same courtesy to Alderwoman Zamarripa.
Whatever.
Go ahead, Alderman Zamarripa.
That's really unfortunate to hear those comments, Alderwoman Dodd, but I'll finish my statement. I sat in the chambers of the Common Council. Nikiya. I sat in the chambers of the Common Council, and a black woman who works for the city of Milwaukee, an attorney, came up to me in tears and thanked me for the initiative that I've taken to try to add us as elected officials to the sexual harassment policy so that we won't further victimize women, perhaps women of color again. In tears, she came up to me and she acknowledged the fact that she has witnessed and seen my colleagues pressure me to back away from it. So don't negate the fact that there are black people being affected here in a negative way, and we're just trying to get to the bottom of it. It is not a bad thing, Nikiya, that I ask these questions or that I pursue a policy that adds us as elected officials, all of us, to the sexual harassment policy.